Hello zombie fans, what's going on? Alex here, and today I'm going to be talking about the possibility of a Dead Rising 3. Now guys, I know what you might be thinking right now. Well, Dead Rising 2 off the record was already released last year and whatnot, and I doubt Capcom's going to make another Dead Rising because there were just 2 games that came out in the last year and a half. So, well, pretty much never say die in the gaming industry. Now, quite frankly, some of the things that I would like to see in a Dead Rising 3 video game is a factor in which time is not a issue. For example, in all of the Left 4 Dead games, you have basically 72 hours to complete your mission, and pretty much it doesn't give you that much time to have fun, roam around, and do whatever. Like as you can see right now, the timer just came on screen saying that how much time I have until the bombs went off. Pretty much, I liked it in the first couple of games, but I think Dead Rising 3 should change that. I think Dead Rising 3 should not have a time factor, but instead they should have a storytelling factor, which pretty much means incorporate some of the ideas and the ethnics that The Walking Dead used. For example, every single decision, every single choice you make, whether you choose to save somebody or not, whether you choose to ask questions and whatnot, every single decision you make has an impact within the story. Personally, I would like to see Frank and Chuck in the game. That way, if you do make it a cooperative game, you know, one person can be Chuck and the other person can be Frank. And that makes a lot of sense because what if the two did reunite? You know what I mean? Well, I shouldn't say reunite. I should quite frankly say unite for the first time. If Frank and Chuck were to, you know, meet up and pretty much just have it out in Dead Rising 3, I think that would be the best way to add a cooperative gameplay mode for players to go online and they can choose from being Chuck or Frank. But quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of being in the mall. I don't know about you guys. I like the idea, I like the concept, but how about this? Can you imagine if Dead Rising 3 was just in a city? Now, just hear me out on this. You know how you have regular stores and malls and whatnot, and you have all these things? Well, picture a destroyed city, right? Sort of like Raccoon City, the way it was in the ending of the first Resident Evil movie, or in the actual games, whatever floats your boat. Picture a giant destroyed city, right? In which case you can access all the stores outside, you can access everything outside, and there can even be specific vehicles you can access, like trucks you can drive, and, you know, cars and whatnot. Now, just imagine a giant city in which you can explore. You can go into the sewers, you can go into the big giant, you know, towers, because they can even incorporate some missions where you have to go inside the giant skyscrapers in order to save somebody, you know what I mean? So it's really up to you if you want, if you have to go through the streets and, you know, go inside this freaking giant skyscraper to save somebody, you know what I mean? The stores can be utilized by the player going outside and having to choose from what store to go to, whether he wants to go around the corner or whether he wants to go like 2 miles down to go to the nearest gun store, you know what I mean? And also what they can do is they can add some elements into this. They could add, you know, the typical daytime, nighttime factor, but not only that, they can add a storm factor. Can you imagine if it was raining outside and these zombies were like roaming the streets? You know what I mean? That would have been awesome. As for the safe haven, there can always be a fortified house or a stranglehold, so to say. You can have like the survivors. They could have been hiding it out inside some little, you know, restaurant or, you know, little apartment that's been reinforced to keep zombies out, and the only way for you to get inside is through like a little ventilation system. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense actually. And pretty much just triple the amount of zombies on screen. Now, I know the amount of zombies in the Left 4 Dead 2 games have been, you know, a tremendous amount, but quite frankly, we want to see more zombies. As fans, we want to see more zombies, but at the same time, we want more weapons. Now, what I mean by that specifically is we want more items available for the player to have fun with, customize, you know what I mean? How awesome would it be if they had RPGs in the game, or if they had like miniguns, like giant machine miniguns, you know what I mean? Or maybe even allow the player to access, or maybe even combine their own weapon, like combine a freaking rocket launcher with like, I don't know, a chainsaw. I have no idea, you know, that's just an example. I don't know, just allow the player to just take any weapon they possibly can and just merge it with the other, you know what I mean? Just give us a bigger variety of customization. Also, what we as the fans want to see is a I don't know how they're gonna do this, but a sandbox mode that has multiplayer. For example, if you can get myself and like 8 other players, right, to go into a free roam sandbox mode, and basically the multiplayer game is this. It's basically you and, you know, whoever else you want to be in that game, and the multiplayer can consist of just free roaming, you know, running around the city, killing zombies, whatnot, sort of like a sandbox mode. And the other mode can be like maybe a timer, like a time limit to see which team survives the onslaught of zombies on the street. You know what I mean? Make it kind of like Grief from Black Ops 2. You know what I mean? 2 teams, whoever lasts, you know, the longest wins, pretty much. And to me, that would be the best thing going on for Left 4 Dead, because Left 4 Dead really needs a push. It's an amazing game, it's an amazing series, but that's just how I feel. I feel like they should have more in Dead Rising 3. The story can be very captivating, but like I said, a city, an entire city, town, village, all linked in one would be awesome, because, you know, being in the mall, you kind of feel, you know, confined and conflicted into one area, and I feel like the players should have like their own giant map where they can just explore, you know what I mean? And just, I don't know, maybe Capcom should take notes from Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption, or maybe Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4, or whatever the game they want to take notes from, and just learn how they allow the player to free roam, and just incorporate zombies in that, and you possibly have yourself a game that might be Game of the Year. But that's it for today, everybody. I'm UnrealEntGaming signing off. If you guys are Dead Rising fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest Dead Rising news, information, and updates. If you guys agree with what I said, if you guys liked what I did, please give this video a like, rate that thumbs up button for me. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know your thoughts and opinions on the situation. And on that note, everybody, I will be seeing you later on down the road. I hope they really do make Dead Rising 3, and I hope they listen to the fans. Alright guys, take it easy, happy holidays. Peace.